I
About
challenge you, Robyn,
No,
for a whole
do
week.
not take my
And it doesn't have to
away.
be this week,
Ashley.
but I challenge you for a whole week to go without wearing makeup. In terms of practicing your being happy in yourself and secure, right? I challenge you to practice that.
Do you know why? Because you don't have to worry about what anyone thinks, because you got Neveah. That's all you need to care about. You got Neveah. Neveah loves you.
But I'm still using another reason. I'm still using someone else outside of you. It's a great reason. It's a really, really great reason. That's making me so broody. But the point is, it's got to come from her.
That one's a tick.
Yeah, I'm going to start looking into adopting this year.
Serious?
Oh, don't be silly.
That one's just dropping bombshells like that, blood.
Yeah, remember what I said to you? I've wanted to. So I'm going to start looking into it.
But, not that
I want to have.
Why can't you just hold on?
Wait. Hold on. Let me answer these questions. Not that I know what you're going to say, Robyn. It's not that. It's not that I'm going to have a child this year, but I want to just start the process because I think it might take a long one. And it doesn't. And I do want my own. Sex? I do want biological children too. However, we are aware that I have no intention of having a girlfriend or a relationship. So until I become aware of how else I can create that with another woman.
But why?
Why what?
Why don't you want like your first child? It's supposed to be your first child.
Who says that? Who said that?
Well, it's just what's supposed to happen.
But why? What? Who said that? It's supposed to happen that way.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah, but who did? Who did? No one said that.
I said
Robyn.
that.
Yeah, all right, you said that. Fair enough. So for you, that worked, innit?
I love the way you say "supposed to."
You know what I mean.
Where does it come from?
Because you know what, I worry that like, okay, say you adopt a child, yeah, and then down the line you meet someone, have a baby. Are you 100% confident that you can love your flesh and blood the same as you will love an adopted child?
No, I'm not.
Will it be the same? More?
I'm gonna love them both. Period, isn't it?
But you will naturally love your flesh and blood more.
Yeah, but Robyn, do you has so you're gonna have your I mean, you've got Neveah and you're gonna have other children, right? Of your own.
Yeah.
Has ever been a desire for you,
Ashley, dropping them ones
to have to adopt a child?
I mean,
have you ever?
I've thought about it on a level of like to help the child, not because I want a child, so I'm going to adopt. Exactly. More like there's children who need a family. That's how I think of it. Yeah. But I think I want to have my children first. And then if it came to it where, okay, you can't have any more kids and I wanted more, then yeah, I would 100% adopt.
See,
if I was hell-bent on having more kids. But before I got to that point, I would try everything else. So like, you see people who they're told, oh, we can't have kids. No one goes straight to adoption. Everyone goes, right, fertility treatment, surrogacy, everything else, and adoption's a last resort.
Yeah, but you see, I don't see that. A lot
of the time, it's more of a thing of giving a child a family rather than getting a child for your family. Yeah, but does that make sense?
But that's not how it is for me. So I understand why it might not make sense to you. For me, when I've always envisioned the family, I've envisioned my own children and also one of them being adopted.
Well, have you thought of...
That's how I've seen it.
I mean, you know the way people go on about kids who grew up without a dad? Yeah. How is it going to be for a child who grows up without a mum? Like, they'll have you.
From my
experience. But then, can you be a mother and father at the same time?
That it was just me and my mum. I don't think I would have had a better life if I had my dad in my childhood. And not to say because he's not great or anything like that.
I was going to say, you need to just explain yourself a bit there, because that sounds bad.
But we're talking about, right?
Like, shit, wait. He listens to this.
Yeah, but all that stuff we were just talking about, weight and all that. Yeah, but let's be real. He wasn't there. Like, mum was my mum, and she took on part of the father role too. And she did it amazingly well. So I'm not going to kind of play that down just so he doesn't feel uncomfortable. Like, it is what it is. It's not like, yeah, you fuck. It's none of that. It's just, that's just how it was. Stuff that I'm saying, like, again, based on what
you're dipping,
it's meant to go. Like, this is like all based on mainstream. Like, you're meant to have you're meant to do this, you're meant to do that, and blah blah blah. And there's nothing wrong if you do it that way. It's also
no, of course there's nothing wrong. I think it just like you just have to make sure you've thought about it completely 100%, because there is always going to be that thing of how that child grows up, kind of thing. Like, they've only got a dad, so you know, mums and dads, they bring different roles. Like with me, I'm like the nurturing one. If she falls over, she runs to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If she wants to start throwing balls and throwing toys, she'll go to Leon to do it. Do you see what I mean? You have the different roles
in that way, and that might be because of just being brought up in a single parent household, whereas for you, you've experienced it differently.
Yeah, I suppose.
But I mean, all what you're saying.
There's someone else on the call, blood.
Yeah, I'm adding her in. But also, what you're saying, that also could be said for if I was just going to have my own child anyway. Like, either way, if I'm going to have a child, I need to consider.
But if you were going to have a child, then, like, a biological child, if you're going to have that child, it wouldn't be growing up with just a dad, would it? It would have a biological mum. So,
but that doesn't mean mum's going to be in the life.
You can't just take a woman's child, Ashley.
No, I'm saying that because what I'm saying is I've got a biological dad, but he wasn't in my life.
Like, thank you.
No, but what I'm saying is I had a biological dad. He wasn't there in my life growing up. That's why I said that.
But it's more common for dads not to be around. It's not something that you hear of often for a mum not to be there. Where are you going to find a woman that will be like, yeah, I'll give you the baby and I'll just hand it over and fuck off?
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying I want to do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying I want to do that. What I'm saying is, it's just what you're saying is you're pointing out the roles that a father and a mother can bring to it. And for me, what's there is, I get those are all important, but it doesn't have to look in that typical way that it looks, because alright, I didn't have my father in my life growing up, so I had my mum, and even though she played the father role really great, she was still a female, so I still had to, if you want to call it, search for that kind of male role model. Can you guys still hear me?
What the hell was that?
I think that was background of Laura, so I just hung up for
that. That reminded me of when I was in the internet cafe that day. Them ones.
What was I saying? So yeah, I had to look for other male role models, or a male model at least, which I will definitely say also made a difference, but they weren't my dad. It wasn't that they were my biological dad, and it wasn't that they were actually like a boyfriend to my mum or anything like that. And it wasn't that I had it, and it wasn't like I didn't have it in my childhood, teenagehood. It more happened in my early 20s. No, I actually did. No, late teens, 20s. And one was a past girlfriend's dad. Like, to me, when I just saw how he was, I was just like, wow. And then when I did the Landmark Forum leader, those are two men who I could say that I was actually in the presence of, where I was like, those are the kind of qualities of a man that I want to be able to cultivate within myself. So it happened in that way, versus me having my dad around, or a stepdad or whatnot. So what you're saying, I agree with, and I just believe it will happen in the way that it will happen, whether it is. Yeah, I don't. That's all I can say right now.
Wow. No, this is interesting stuff. So, Robyn.
Yep.
In regards to,
I'm dead scared of what's going to be asked next.
Wait, you could ask some stuff.
I have a question for you.
Oh, we thought Robyn was going to ask some stuff.
Did you?
Yeah. I want you to like throw some stuff at us, like kind of like things.
Okay, well, ask me your question and then we'll. carry on. Ask me your question you was going to ask me now.
But now I forgot, because I'm just excited to hear what you want to say, like about like male and female behaviors. Like I want to kind of talk around that, like.
Okay.
Kind of what really frustrates you about men? Like, for fuck's sake, man, why can't men just change that? Like.
And you know I'm quite opinionated in it, Junior. You know, like how I'm quite like.
We're not going to change that. But I just want to hear like what's really, really irritating you. Like, for fuck's sake, guys, man, they just piss me off with this. Your pet peeves. What the hell?
How long have you got?
How long have you got? I'm on them ones. Oh yeah. Have to do part 2.
See, this is really difficult because he's downstairs. I'm gonna get bollocked if I'm a bit too honest.
No. Let's keep it positive. What's the things you appreciate? Well, it's not gonna be men. Back in the game.
Laura, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Jeez,
Okay, so we've got someone else on the call. Laura.
Hello.
Michael and Robyn.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, it's breaking up a bit.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
It's your time, you get me? Also, quickly, just to say thank you for your message, because I got your message from we done the video session that time, and I thought.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot to get back to you. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. Again,
no problem. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
So, are you sure you don't want to say what you was gonna say?
Yeah, I think I'm sure, because now when I think about it, is it gonna achieve anything? That's what. But after you said that, I was thinking, like, is it gonna achieve anything if I say that?
Okay. All right. So, Robyn, what did you want to ask us?
Well, Martin, you said to me yesterday about something about what was it? A male mentor or something.
Oh yeah.
And what a girl would ask.
Yeah.
If they had a male dating mentor.
Yeah.
But what did I even say? I can't even remember what I said to you.
You said something about.
I said something about like the job thing, and like, because I think sometimes, like, say now I got like this big massive job and I earn more than Leon. I wonder would he be bothered? Stuff like that.
But what about it?
Because like I'm about to say supposed to, and I know Junior's going to tell me off, but like it's supposed to be like the man is the one who earns more. It's not supposed to be like that, but you know what I mean. It kind of usually is.
Where did that rule come from? This is interesting.
I knew he'd ask me that question, and he knows I'm not deep like that.
Yeah, like mine, like, doesn't like. Well, it's not that it doesn't matter, but what are you asking about that though?
So if that situation come up, the way I'd perceive it is like, would he be kind of upset about it? Would he feel like he was less of a man, or would he even be bothered? Are men asked about that kind of stuff?
Well, see, that's such. Each guy's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's not one answer like yes, all men are gonna be okay, or no, all women.
But I think Ashley's gonna have a different answer than I will.
Tom Jerry's on his period. He's just like trouble things.
It's just
no, because it's not that I will feel a way about it, but I definitely feel. I've had this conversation with one of my flatmates about my flatmate said, "Oh, like why should it be like? What if you had to look after your child? Like a child come into your life, and your girlfriend said, you know what? Do you mind staying at home and just looking after like basically the role that you're doing, Robyn, at the moment?
Yeah.
Like
if that was flipped.
If I was doing that, and she was going out, grafting, and coming back home, like paying the bills and all that. She said, how do you feel about that? And I was like, well, I just feel like individually, I just feel like I would like to play the role of and I said the word providing, but it was the wrong word to use. But I used that because I didn't know what else to say. It wasn't that, yes, the man has to bring the money into the house. So it wasn't that. It wasn't trying to be arrogant, but it was just like more like, I would like to feel that I'm doing something that's provide it's about security. It's making her feel secure, because I'm doing these various things, and it's making her feel secure secure with the situation. That I've got this. Don't worry, I've got this. Don't worry, I'm gonna go out there. I've got my job. I've got my business. I'm gonna provide all this stuff. Don't worry about the money. It's not about the money. But my flatmate is trying to say to me like, but why won't you just do the other way? Like, why is it that you feel like you can't do the other way? And I was like, I didn't know. I can't answer, man. I was like, man, like, I didn't know if it's an individual thing, if it's a pride thing, or if it's because I'm a man. I didn't know what the answer was to it, man.
You can still make someone feel secure without the money, though. You said you wanted her to feel secure. You can make her feel secure by looking after the children.
Exactly. And do you know what's funny is that even though that is the case and it's so true, there's still this lack of power there for me. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why. It wasn't like, again, like, I didn't know why I felt that feeling of like, because yeah, of course, I think a lot of the reason was that I was feeling like, okay, well, say I was working on my business, because the other thing was that I had the ability to work on my business from home, but looking after the child, and that sounds quite good. Like, you know, like I'll be building a website, but I've got to make sure that, you know, feeding my child and looking out for her, just keeping an eye on her while I'm doing my business, like I'm doing work for client. So that was the deal. I was thinking that, well, that's a good deal, but then at the same time it felt like, am I going to put 100% onto my craft in that position?
No, more importantly, you're going to put 100% onto your child.
Yeah, I know, but
think of it this way, right? No, honestly, right, I'll be completely real with you. You will not be able to have a shit alone. So if you think that you can disappear onto the computer, you very much say, look at this, I was upstairs and she's screaming for me downstairs, and now I'm sat in the hallway on the floor while she plays on a bike.
Also, I do want to say,
you can't do anything. You will never be able to run a successful business. Ashley,
you said the word card. No, you said the word card. No.
You're so angry. Look, I don't understand.
I cannot speak from personal experience, okay, in terms of having a child right now, okay. And maybe in the earlier years it might be like what you're saying, but it depends on how, like, because a child isn't like, this is gonna be this is right on cue. Let's say we're talking about the staying at home thing, and that's happening for 3 years at least till the child gets to nursery. Maybe in the first year and a half or so, you might not really be able to work on your business to the degree that you might have that you were able to before. But as the time goes,
even after that,
huh?
Surely until they go to school. Until they go to school.
It starts to
of course
level.
Yeah, but he's talking about like if you're staying home with the child until they go to school. So I'm saying maybe at first when the child is born, you're not. Yeah, most of your time is gonna be for the child, and then also your girlfriend or your wife. But
even that's out the window, to be completely honest.
Well, it doesn't have to be. You have to find a way.
Reality of life.
You have to find. No, don't give me that excuses.
Ash,
you have to find.
Relax.
Wait, listen
to
this. Listen to this.
Or something. I think you
no. Do you know what it is? It's just because I'm revved up. It's not like I'm angry. I'm just revved up.
Missed the portion, boy. Laurie missed the portion.
What?
Ashley was going in.
It's the passion. Listen, there's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
168 hours in a week.
Yeah.
Let's say you sleep 7 of those hours a day. That's 49 hours.
You're gonna get 7 hours sleep.
I calculated this stuff. That means you've got about 119 hours left. Most of those hours are gonna be looking after the child on your part, Robyn, right? In terms of your particular situation, and Leon out to work with his right? Do you mean to tell me you can't find an hour a day together?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, that's it then.
See, you're right. I'll tell you something.
There we go. That's my point.
No, hold on.
You can find an hour where you two are just together and you're just fully present with each other,
doesn't
and that could be more worth. Have you tried it? Have you tried it?
Well, because let me tell you.
Have you tried it?
Because see
yes
because
you're
a man. No, I haven't.
So,
hold on. Let me tell you.
I'm saying this with love, Robyn. I love you.
Let me tell you. Ashley, I'm doubting my love for you right now because you're very aggressive and I don't appreciate it. Listen, right. Let me tell you something. Before I went back to uni and I went back to work, right? Yeah. I was at home all day with Neveah. So all I heard was kids programs and it was just baby everything, baby talk, baby everything. Yeah. So when Leon comes home, I haven't interacted with an adult all day, so I want to talk. But he's interacted with adults all day and he doesn't want to. So you're on a completely different page, but then you've got cleaning to do and cooking to do and putting the baby to bed and making sure everything's ready for the next day. And it's not realistic.
Yes, it is.
There isn't enough hours in a day and 7 hours sleep.
You've got to find a way. You find a way if you really want it. It's as simple as that. So, all right, he wants to not talk when he gets in. And you want
he wants to watch football.
So balance it out. Balance it out. There's some housework to do. How about you're washing up, for example, when he's drying? That means you're still spending time together. I'm giving examples. I'm not saying I'm not saying do that one. Yes, I know what Leon's
Hold on.
I'm not saying that one.
Just ask Junior about it.
Yes, all right. I know that might not have been a good example. But it was an example.
Unless Leon is looking in the fridge, he does not enter the kitchen.
But you get my point. I'm just trying to give you examples.
Yeah,
things that you do around the house, you can do together that gives you time together. Yeah, you want to talk, so he needs to somehow be available to be able to listen, but he doesn't want to talk, so you got to be available for some of that. You find a balance.
Oh yeah, we could completely spend the whole night not speaking. Like, he will be on the phone with the football, and Junior knows how I feel about the football. Like, it's just...
But this is what I mean, it's communication. You both need to communicate with each other. Hey, look, this is what works for me. Hey, look, this is what works for me. Alright, how can we come to a resolution where we're both going to be fulfilled with each other at this moment in time, with the situation?
Yeah, and you make time to, we'll make time to go out, someone will man a baby and we'll go out, and that's the time that we actually be us again. But day-to-day life, it's not realistic. Well, no,
don't tell me it's not realistic. Try it. Wait. Alright, hold up. I'm going to pull out one of Will Smith's ones, yeah?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You went on holiday this year, yeah?
Yeah.
What did you go on? Aeroplane,
what do you mean? Right? Yeah.
There was a time when someone said, I'm going to make these metal things fly across the sea. And I thought, that's not realistic.
I don't really know what you're getting at.
My point is, you cannot use the reason it's unrealistic as your reason to not try.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I've said it time and time again. But there's only so much time from one side and the other person's on a different page. So
exactly. So that's
kind of just
to come together
for a happy life. It's kind of like just leave each other to whatever each other wants to do.
Yeah, but
doesn't mean I love them any less. Do you know what I mean? It's just life with a kid, like it happens.
No, don't give me that as well. It's just life.
Laura, I want to hear you perspective on this, because you're on the outside world.
What?
Looking in. I want to hear Laura's perspective on this.
And I want to answer the question after as well. But yeah, go on.
I think she probably wants to get out because of Ashley's anger problems. I think she's
not anger, it's passion. See, the funny thing is, right? This is what's hilarious. When people get inspired by what I'm saying, they get the passion. When they're trying to fight for their limitations, they hear it as anger. Oh, still love you though, Robyn.
Oh, Ashley. You keep saying it.
Yeah, Laura, what do you
Laura.
Hello. Sorry, I can't hear anything. Well, I can now.
Did you hear what Michael said?
Hello. No.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. In terms of the outside looking in.
Yep.
This is getting quite. It's not getting heated, but there's obviously quite a lot of
different opinions. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on here. But what's your thoughts in terms of how Ashley's seeing this and how Robyn is seeing this? Because there's obviously two different perspectives going on here.
To be honest, well, I completely get what Robyn's saying about being realistic, and I kind of agree with that. In the sense of, for example, so a couple of weeks ago, I babysat my little godson, and it's like the whole day. And I was like, I had loads of work to do as well, so I was like, okay, once he's like getting on with whatever, or once he's sleeping, I'll get to do my work. So I was there for about 12 hours. In that 12 hours, I did not get to do one single thing other than attend to him. So for me, that's like a prime example. Yeah, you know, if you're speaking realistically, you don't always get to do these things. Yeah, it would be nice to like sit down and do whatever you have to do, or spend time with whoever, but it's not always going to happen. And I think, yeah, so I think I do agree with Robyn more.
I'm doing a little happy dance right now, Ashley.
Yeah, but the thing is, you guys can do a happy dance.
I understand. No, I
kind of wait. Let me finish. Hold up. It's not the life you kind of. It's not the life you want to live, though. So you guys.
No, it's not.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Robyn, you can do the happy dance, and that's fine because you've got another girl to agree with you. But that's not the lifestyle you want to live. It's not the way you want to live with Leon.
Of course it isn't.
Exactly. So you're doing a happy dance about being right about the way you don't want to live with Leon.
No, I'm doing a happy dance because someone agreed with me.
Yeah, someone agreed with you about you not being able to live the kind of life you want to live with Leon. No, it's not
that. It's someone agreed with me about it's difficult. It's not as straightforward.
But I'm not saying it's not difficult.
People say, oh, I'm ready for the baby. Let me tell you, you're not.
But I never said
ready for the baby.
Said it was easy.
I was like, fucking hell, it's a baby. Like it's the actual reality of a child is like they are 24/7. Even when they're in bed and you know you're listening out for the baby monitor and you've got to be quiet with the TV and you can't have a big loud laughing joke in case you wake them up, and there's loads of different stuff.
Yeah, I hear all of that. What I'm just saying is, if you're really dedicated and devoted to the kind of lifestyle you want to live with Leon, you will find a way to create it whilst all of that is happening as well. So I'm not saying you're going to be able to go out every day. I'm not saying you're going to be able to have hours upon hours if at that moment Neveah needs more of your attention. What I am saying is, though, there's 24 hours in a day. It's up to you how you use it. If an hour, if you can't find an hour, then you can find 10 minutes. And if you can't find 10 minutes, evaluate being together. And that goes for any kind of relationship with whatever the situation is.
We find 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, you know, we completely blank each other every day. Like, we'll sit and we'll talk and we'll have a laugh and stuff. But it's not like you're so limited in what you can do. Whereas, like, before Neveah, we could be like, oh, I'm bored, should we go out? And we'd have a laugh. Now everything's so organised, and, you know, he's working full time, I'm working, and I'm studying, and then I've got the baby, and then I've got the house, and the reality of it, like, I'm in bed by 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
I hear, because she's going to wake up at 4.
I hear all what you're saying, and I'm not saying you guys can do the same stuff that you used to do when you didn't have Neveah. All I'm saying is, I am trying to get you to see how you can still have the kind of lifestyle you would like to have.
Yeah, no, I do get what you're getting at.
You're telling me that it's unrealistic. So if it's unrealistic for you, then it will be.
It's unrealistic to do it every single day.
It will be, but there will be couples, families out there where they may not perceive it as unrealistic, and they create some kind of way where it works. In the way.
Do you know any? Sorry. Do you know anyone, like, personally, who, like, since they've had children, have been able to live, like, pretty much the same lifestyle?
I'm just saying, living the same lifestyle. This is what you guys are getting hooked on.
I'm not getting hooked on anything.
You're getting hooked on. When we didn't have children, we could just go out whenever we wanted, or we could do. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm talking quality time.
Okay.
But your quality time priorities shift to when Leon's off on a Saturday, we spend it as a family rather than a couple.
Yes,
do you see what I mean?
What I'm hearing from you is that you would also like quality time with just him. and I'm trying.
Of course I would, but you know, I can't tear the football out of his hands, can I?
Oh my gosh.
No, but you know, but what I'm trying to say is, it comes from two ends. So I can sit and say this until I'm blue in the face, but if the other person doesn't see a problem, then how can you do that? You just get on with things.
That's my point. Then this is what I said. If both of you, so not you, as in you two, but I mean two people, if they're together and they're not both able to communicate, to come to some kind of whatever you want to call it, balance, to be able to have quality time together, even if it's just 5 minutes a day where you just hug. Just hug and you're silent, and then you have another 5 minutes where you hug each other and you drink as much as you want, Robyn, for example. Like,
I'm getting
5 minutes. This is what I'm saying. And you guys, you women, you two particular women here. Well, it's not because you're women, sorry. So let me take that out.
Yeah.
You two individuals are fighting for your limitations.
Them ones. They're digging holes.
Where you keep saying it's not unrealistic. That's what life is about. That's how it goes. And I am not saying what you're saying is not valid. All I'm saying is, if you really envision something and you really would like it, you will try to find a way.
Yeah. No, I agree. I didn't realise you meant like 5 minutes in a day.
Yeah, well, I said an hour before. I've cut it down to 5 minutes now because you guys are telling me an hour's unrealistic out of 24. So now I'm like, all right, 5 minutes. But what I'm trying to say is you can find time. That was my point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, find it.
Yeah, but I guarantee you that 5 minutes where you're just together, for example, and let's say you're hugging, will be more valuable than if you guys had an hour, 2 hours around each other, but you weren't fully present with each other. Because of you're thinking about this and he's thinking about that, or blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but our quality time now is shifted to like sitting watching telly together, having a laugh about what's on, you know, talking about.
All right, if you're happy with that, then great. You're getting your quality time then. But if you're not happy with that, then you need to communicate that and create another way where you guys can still watch the telly, but you also have the 5 minutes of quality time together then. What I'm basically saying is, don't resign.
An awkward hug for 5 minutes. An awkward hug for 5 minutes. Like, I'll hug you in silence for 5 minutes and you've got to hug me and let me talk.
It's an example. It's an example. I don't mean you have to hug. Bloody hell. Jeez.
Do you know what? I think you need to get Leon on this.
It could be a hand massage.
Oh, piss off.
It's an example. I would do that. If I want my girlfriend to feel that I'm still present, even though I'm not there all the time, then all right, for me that would be one of my expressions. All right, maybe not a hand massage, a head massage probably.
Yeah, I'm on the head stroke.
Like that would be one of my expressions. Like, you know, every man is different and unique in their own way, so their expression will be different. So, in saying that, let me come back and answer the question about the going out to work and whatnot. I would want to. Two things actually. I actually would like to stay at home for a bit, look after my child. But on the other spectrum, I would also like to, I suppose, as Junior said, I mean, like, not be the provider, not because the girl's not because she's not capable of it, just because that's me. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah, and they get that, but obviously everybody's different, aren't they?
And if she went out and if she wanted to work, or if she did earn more money than me, then I just have to, if I don't like it at first, I have to find a way to just accept it.
Yeah, if that was your situation, you'd have to just like.
Yeah, there's no point being annoyed about it.
Accept it, but it doesn't mean you have to like it.
No.
You're gonna be fully comfortable with it because you might be. You know.
Yeah.
I have to think of like you can never know how you'll be in a situation until you're in it.
Yeah. I'm assuming I wouldn't mind. That's my assumption. This has not happened yet. And the only reason
I think like
probably more have a problem with it is because what's instilled. Like, you know, when we're instilled with men are meant to earn more than women. If that was never
they've all gone completely silent. I can't hear Anna.
Huh?
Hello?
Right, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I want to hear more from Laura, because I want to find out how you feel about the authenticity conversations and what that means to you on this type of you know, how we're speaking, you know, it's quite freely about certain things. Is there something that, you know, you're quite passionate about at the moment in terms of relationships and or male and female
questions as well?
Oh God.
Yeah, like, do you have any questions around like how men and women?
How men and women what?
How well? The whole, because this is all about love life, isn't it? So, like, I mean, we kind of tried to talk about love life in a way of like how men and women deal with it, and you know, we obviously sometimes deal with things differently. But is there something you're passionate about in regards to the whole subject of love life and what that means to you?
That is a very on-the-spot question.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're on Just Saying, that's what happens.
I can't think on the spot.
What did you say?
I said, oh.
Yeah.
I said, I'm unable to think on the spot right now.
I wonder what it would be like if you could think on the spot right now.
Yeah, I wonder too.
Good. Anything coming up then?
No.
Okay. Maybe this is a better question.
Give me a tough. Yeah, ask me a question, please.
Where are you in your life in terms of romantically? Like, how do you feel about that? The stage of your life right now in terms of love life.
Love life. Well, I've been single for about a year.
Okay.
And yeah, just seeing what's out there, really.
That's good. And in particular, is there a choice that you made that you're happy with the choice?
Pardon?
You're happy with the choice in terms of isn't it? Like, yeah.
You're breaking up a bit, so I can't really hear you.
Hello? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's all a choice in an way. I mean, I was just finding out if you're happy with the choice in terms of.
Yeah, well, I guess. Well, no, it wasn't through choice initially.
Oh, okay.
But now I'll definitely say about. Well, I guess it's been about a year. I guess for about 6 months, it was like, actually, yeah, this is like the best thing for me right now in my life. So yeah, no, I'd say it's a good choice for now.
That's good. Is there? Oh man, I don't even know what to ask really, because no, because it's not like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about Laura, so I know what to say. It's like, is this a good question or is it? But yeah, I don't know. Like, I just I mean. The reason why I'm saying this is because I think some guys have a different perspective single means to them, and I think some women have a perspective what single means to them as well, and just trying to, like, in general terms, just trying to see what that means to you. And I mean ultimately, like, for me, I just feel like single doesn't mean like, yeah, I'm gonna go around like one night stands, yeah, like I don't, single doesn't mean
no, that's not.
Doesn't mean that for me.
No, it doesn't mean that.
It means more like freedom.
Why did you say it like that though?
No, because
no, your reaction.
Huh?
Your reaction then. Why did you say it like that?
No, I was saying, oh no, that's not how I view it. That's not for me personally.
Yeah.
I think no, just the term. Well, for me, the term single just means I like not attached to somebody, like as in boyfriend wise, husband, partner, whatever. Yeah.
Is it more not is it more to do with not being dependent on someone? Or,
no, not necessarily.
Is it more the freedom to kind of make choices in a selfish way, but not in a selfish way that's
well, no, because I don't feel like being in a relationship would mean that I wouldn't be able to still make choices. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't have. Well, yeah. There's no restrict. Obviously, you're with that one person, but if you're with somebody, but in terms of like other aspects of your life, I wouldn't say that there are any restrictions. I know there are for some people in relationships, but that's never been an issue for myself. I still feel like I've been able to live the same life in or out of a relationship. So
yeah, that's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've had. I don't feel I've had that experience, to be honest. I don't know if it's a guy thing.
What do you mean?
I've just felt like
always an individual thing.
Go out of my way in some cases when I've gone to a relationship. It's never felt like I'm just continuing how I've been. Like it's always like a comparison between single life and relationship. And I never wanted that comparison. I just always wanted it to be that I'm enjoying being in a relationship as much as I'm enjoying being independent, single.
Yeah.
And in that way.
But that's the thing, you keep saying independent.
Yeah.
But then you're not using the word, if you're with somebody, it's like you can't be independent.
Can't be independent, bang.
Yeah.
And
that's not, but, well, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it's hard to digest that if can I be independent but still make someone feel special while I'm with them and do the things that really I enjoy in life, but respecting how they feel about their life together. But I do have my ways of doing things, and that it doesn't affect that by being with them. And this.
So the way I see it is I have myself is like my single self, and then when I'm with somebody, but it's practically the same. I'd say it's probably just enhanced, like in a relationship. So it's exactly the same,
right.
But probably enhanced. But other than that, there's for me personally, there's not much difference. I can't think of. I don't know. Looking back, I can't think of anything that I think it was that much different because I was in that relationship or seeing that person. It's still the same for me, really.
That's interesting because, wow, I never thought, I didn't expect that answer, like, from you. You say it very, like, relaxed and, like, you understand that you're very clear on that. But, yeah, I guess like I think all of us we kind of have like what we think the opposite sex kind of feels about things as a whole. Therefore, to say, oh well, all women want us to be committed. All women want us to get married eventually. All women want this, and like kind of have this kind of like thing that's been planted as a seed, like as this is what you be aware of. Like what's going to be next in the future? I'm having a great time now, but what's going to happen in a year's time? And like my experience has been that
oh no.
Okay, it's great now, it's fantastic now, the emotional fantastic, but how about a year from now? What's next? And that's what I've been finding hard to deal with, is that next step. It always feels like there has to be that next step. Whereas how you just spoke about what it was like for you, it felt different to what I thought it would always be like with any girl I interact with. Is that I always thought it was very, very important. Very, very important that there's that progress. And the progress is not being a small one, a big one. Like, we don't have to go from this to this. And if we don't go from this to this, and then things won't work out.
Yeah, well, to be honest, firstly, I'm probably quite different to a lot of other females, but to be honest,
they all say that.
I'm not saying that I haven't ever. Shut up! I'm not talking to you. No.
They all say that, and then they trick me.
I'm just based. All I base it on is like, obviously, I have a lot of female friends, and then I see their opinions and things.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. However many years ago, I had the same perspective, exactly the same perspective, but then I guess life experiences teach you differently. So yeah.
Hello?
I think I view things a bit differently now.
What's the shift do you think? Oh, well, if you want to speak about that, I'll keep it to you. Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
Still there?
I can hear.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I was just saying, what was the shift? If you want to speak about it.
What was the shift? So you said from speaking to women, they have that clear like thing in their mind where it, starts off like this, then it moves on to this next stage, and it moves on to whatever stage, like progression.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I was like that. I think I was definitely like that, 100%. But then the shift has been, I guess, just not thinking to myself, you don't need to be that rigid in the way that you view, I don't know, relationships or
like how it's exactly got to go. Like it's got to go this.
Yeah, that has to go in a specific way, like the way that everyone thinks that it should go. And I think a lot of people get caught up with that. And as I said, admittedly, I hold my hands up. I was one of those people. I may become one of those people again. Who knows?
But, it's so
but in this current time, that doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't really bother me.
That as well. Okay.
Pardon?
I've experienced the same thing. Oh, this is how it usually goes. It goes this way. It goes that way. And then I have those conversations with my that now. All of that stuff. But like, honestly, like I kind of just stopped trying to work out what I thought the other person was maybe thinking.
Yeah. Well, I think I still do that now, but it's more like I'd let it get to me before. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Whereas now I'd still think it because I can't help what I think. Yeah. But then I'll just like push it to the side and be like, yeah, whatever, and then just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, for me, the thing is, right, when you're whatever phrase you might use, right, but I'm gonna say spending time. You're like single and you start spending time with someone in a romantic way, right?
Yeah.
You could do that and still stay single, or you could end up being what you call a relationship or a marriage, etc., etc. And now it's got that context, which is fine. That label, that context, there's not a problem with that. I think what people then, this is just an observation, I just think people then forget the key element of all of that though is two people spending time with each other. Two people creating what they're creating with each other, like whatever that is. And then what it then becomes is this, oh, it's got to look this way, we've got to have this label or because if it doesn't have this, then what is it going to look like, or whatever, blah 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 blah. But then people forget what the essence of it is. So then you're in this context of, or in a relationship, but you forget the essence of.
But do you think that's for everybody? I completely agree with you, because I know for some people, but do you not? There are some people I know that they would have been spending time with each other, whatever, no labels, and then the labels are there, but it didn't change anything.
Yeah, it can happen that way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like if you want to use the labels as a form of measurement of progression, that's fine. There's not a problem. Like if you want to be like, now we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Now we're moving in together and we live together. Now we got married. Now we're husband and well, I just said that.
Yeah.
Now we're married. Like that's fine. Then just don't forget what the whole essence of it is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what if I was ever to be in a relationship, get married, that is what I would hope to. That's what I'd hope it to be like. Obviously, I have no idea until I'm in it, because the longest relationship I've ever been in is 18 months. So, you know, that's minuscule compared to people who are married for like 50 years and stuff like that. So if that's the journey I end up being on, then I would hope that I would remember this stuff that I'm saying, so I can keep it in mind, because I probably will have a tendency as being a human to forget it and like get caught up in other stuff, because that happens. But then I'd hopefully remember, like me and you, and or whatever it was or is. That just keeps evolving. That's how I look at it. Like, you're spending time with each other, and that in itself is something that just keeps evolving. And it evolves in a way that you both in a way that you both would like as well. Because each couple will be different in terms of how they'd want it to evolve. Because there are some couples who have been together as like 25 years and all that, but they're not married. Just there to get married. So, you know.
Yeah, I hear that.
Goes. I think Neveah was agreeing with me there.
No, she was kissing the phone.
Oh, yeah.
This is you always wonder why things have to change with the label, like the label just being there and shifting.
But this is the thing.
It
changes because of the two people, though. It's not that. It's not like that happened. Like it's called that now, and no, like two people change because of that label.
It has to change.
How they relate.
Because you don't see the label in reality. You don't actually see it in reality. So both in your heads. Yeah, sorry, go on. I kept cutting you up there.
Yeah, you did. No, I don't know what I was gonna say. Something to do with labels. That was it. The reason why people have the labels is because they want to know. They want to know
acceptance,
like where they. No. Well, I guess for some people, but like where they stand. So I guess. Well, I don't know. It depends.
So you're making a very promise.
No, she's laughing. She's laughing, don't worry.
I
carry on.
I was saying, so okay, so for most people, if they want a label, it's because they want to know where they stand in that whole situation between them and the other person. But then I guess it is possible, obviously, to achieve that without the label.
Communication. But again, there's no right or wrong way. It's just like whatever the two people would prefer to do.
It's a tricky one, man, because there is that, you might get to a stage where you might not seen another person at the same time. That's just something that, like, sometimes us as humans, we can't deal with emotionally. Some of us can, some of us can't. So there's always going to be one person who may have that. Well, is it just me? And if it's not just me, exactly. This is going to make it's going to give a bit of tension to our situation. Now, if there's no communication, you can just live your life, and whether there's or someone else or not, it's all gravy. But the conversation's eventually going to come up, and one person will bring it up. And if they bring it up,
and one person what?
Make it difficult for someone else to handle. And the reality of that, just how you're dealing with it emotionally. Like, some people might be jealous and you know, I just want you for myself. And then some people might be like, you know what, like, I just want you to just be free and do what you want. Like, you know, you had the experience with someone else, that's great, no problem. And you have this experience with me now, that's great. And I'm just going to enjoy the moment with you.
Yeah, well, that's why communication will make a difference, because then you get to see if you're on a similar page. And if you're not, that's not a problem. Just be with someone or someones that you are on a similar page with.
But I will say one thing though. You say
try and make someone else be that way.
Yeah, I know. But I will say though that there is some times where you might think that you're both on the same page, but then the person admits that, you know what, actually, I don't really feel this.
Yeah. That's true. Like, what can you do about that though? Yeah, that's true. But until that, you got like
can't do anything.
So you think it's possible for that to be achieved in terms of single life? Because do you know what this is? What this is leading to is like forever. Like there's a concept of forever where people think that, you know, if you get married, I want to be with this person forever, and that's quite a heavy thing. Like to be with someone forever, and that pressure of promising someone that. Now, if you're just having fun in the moment and you enjoy
here's the thing. Sorry, can I just say this?
Yeah.
If you feel pressured about that, then it's not for you. Because there will be some people who won't be pressured by that. That will actually make them inspired.
But there's something called feelings where you both get feelings, and there's something that sometimes it's not easy to deal with. In terms of like, yeah, we were casual in the beginning. We were casual for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you know what? We're having a great time. But then there was, man, we spent so much time together. Like, what are we gonna do now? And it's just.
But what do you mean? What are we gonna do now?
We're human. Like that. It's that emotional feeling of like, wow, like that. This feels really good. Like, is this possible forever? I'm not saying that we should focus on forever, but that does come up as a question when you're in that moment and having those great times.
But maybe it comes up when you say, "What are we gonna do now?" It's like right. Let's relate to it as like a form of creativity. For example. Like let's take writing. She knows some wisdom's about to be dropped. I'm joking. No. So writing, right? Like, alright, I like writing, and I could just keep writing until I die. Or I could be like, oh, I like writing. What now? What should I do? Blah 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 blah. And while I'm doing all of that, I'm not writing, and keep doing that, and then I die. Those are two extreme examples. And what I'm saying is, if I like writing, all right, let me just keep writing. And as I keep writing, this is what's going to develop out of it. And then this thing develops out of it, and this thing develops out of it. Now, I'm not trying to say don't have some kind of vision or some kind of direction when you're with someone. That's nice to have. But when it's like, what are we gonna do? What do you mean? What do you mean? What are we gonna do? Like, we're just gonna keep. I want to stay in your life. Do you want to stay in my life? Yeah, cool. All right, let's keep like doing what we're doing. And if by chance we want to call it a relationship as well, then let's call it that too. Or if I want to call you my wife, and me be your husband, let's do that too.
Do you know the interesting thing? What you just said there, Ash?
Yeah.
Is in this equation, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, in general terms,
yeah,
a female is very clear on if she wants to choose that guy. I'm not saying for all guys and all women, but a woman generally just knows that, you know what, I just want to settle this one. This guy is the one. Like, this guy, I'm really gonna. I want to take a shot of this guy.
Yeah.
With a guy, I feel like our perception's a little bit different. Not. In general terms, I mean, there's many guys out there that will do that. Do you know, this is the one, I'm gonna marry her right now. I get that, but I just mean in general terms, like if you used to do like in general. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that what if you, as the guy, you're on this journey and you're just enjoying the journey as you are,
yeah,
to develop those feelings, and you start to say, do you know what, actually, the potential of being with this person is coming to me right now.
The potential what? Say that again. The potential what?
Potential of us being together.
Yeah.
exclusively is coming up for me right now.
Yeah.
But what is she thinking?
But what
you can live your life. You can live your life enjoying each other's company and all that, and just do that forever. Yeah, I get that. Like, and just do that. But what if that comes up for you, but you're curious about what's coming up for her, and if she thinks the same, you might then have that conversation. You know what? Well, that's when what are we gonna do now?
No, but this is what I'm saying. All right, if I'm
one of you's come up with it.
All right, so let's say that is the scenario. All right, I want to be exclusive with this girl now. I think that she might be the one. All of that stuff. All right. Main thing is I want to keep being with her though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, look, I want to keep being with you, and like I just want to communicate with you. I don't know what word I'd even use, but like I don't know, guidelines. I don't know, what do you want to call them? Vows. Let's say some vows that we have together. And one of them is, I probably wouldn't say it in that way exclusive, because I wouldn't want the person to feel bound. But like, hey, look, I'd rather it just be me and you. How do you feel about that? She's gonna say what she says. If what she says is on the same page, great, then we keep going. If what she says isn't on the same page, then I may have to consider, alright, now what? How do I want to move forward with her? Do I want to move forward with her? And if so, I have to understand, if I'm moving forward with her, that's not how she feels differently. And then I have a choice of, alright, let me move forward with her in that way, even though she feels differently, or let me choose not to move forward with her anymore in that way.
But based on that, you're saying it in a logical term, but in terms of the emotional term, it's really hard to see it logically.
Yeah, but when you say emotionally, what, like, I get, like, emotions will be up. Like, yeah, all right, let's say I'm really falling for this girl, and we're not going to continue stating
in an emotional way. It would be hard to say it in that way, where you've just articulated that. But it's logically listened to that, just like it makes sense. But when you're in emotional connection mode, that's not going to come.
But you said if it comes up for me and I'm ready to have that conversation. So if I'm ready to have that conversation, I'm gonna go over in my head partly how I want to say it. I'm not just gonna let it come up as an emotional reaction.
Okay, I don't want any food. Okay.
I want food, please. You send it to Robyn.
Alright, I'm coming down in 10.
What was I saying?
Yeah, I'll look up.
So what I'm saying, I'm not saying, so even though I might express, like how I just expressed it, as you said, was quite logical, quite bam bam bam, I'm not saying I'm not going to be engrossed in these feelings, and if it doesn't go the way that I would have liked it to have gone, I'm not saying I'm not going to be upset, I'm not going to maybe have a cry, I'm not going to maybe be a little bit angry, like I'm not saying none of that stuff's going to happen. Yeah, that will happen. That's got nothing to do with, like, well, when I say it's got nothing to do with, I mean as in
that you can't, you still should express it regardless.
Communication, like still communication.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's not trying to be on the defense. Like, well, let's just play safe and just continue doing this. Even though I'm feeling this, I just play safe. See what you mean? Fair enough. Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm happy with both sides of the coin, man. I just feel like it's. I love knowing that there could be a possible future with someone and spending that great moment and family life and stuff. And then there's also the traveling around, and it might just be someone who doesn't want that. I kind of feel like both sound as exciting. As you know, I don't mind which one it is. Like, whichever one it is great. Like,
this is how I see it, right? Here's you in this world, and there's things you're getting up to.
Yeah.
And you're gonna keep getting up to them. You're gonna keep getting on with those things. And in terms of me being specific, in terms of if a girlfriend or wife comes along, if she then comes along, those are just gonna be things that you share with her. And equally, she would have been getting up to some stuff in her life, and she's going to share it with you too. And so then you're going to have things you're going to be sharing with each other. Like, who you are doesn't have to change.
Yeah.
Now someone else is there. You might have what will most likely happen, obviously, because it's just part of life. You will grow, you evolve, but it will be based on what is true for you.
Yeah.
Not because someone else wants me to be that way.
No, I'm glad you said that, because I would say that's something wrong, but it's something doing that's not been working. Just trying to fit into that other person's expectation in the best way that I can, but also doing what's best for me as well, versus just, like you said.
Yeah, this is how I see it, man. Like, there's so many of us here in this world. Like, there's bound to be one where exactly how you are, they're cool with. I'm not saying you're gonna have some things where you might still get annoyed, but it's cool. Like,